Hi everyone. We've been through most of the close reading stuff now. We've looked at understanding questions, analysis questions, and been through a few of the kinds of analysis questions that you get. There are a couple of other kinds of questions or things that can come up I just want to cover as well, and one of them is linking questions. Now, these sometimes come up explicitly, and if they don't, then they can potentially be answers for other kinds of questions. Um, it's also useful though because it's another one of these things that really matters when it comes to your own writing. So if you can understand how to do this for close reading passages for National 5 or higher, then it should be easier for you to understand how to do it yourself when you come to do your own bits of writing. And it really is very, very important that you think about the way you'll link your writing together, particularly if you're going to do a discursive or persuasive essay for your folio piece. So if we have a little look here, I'll show you how these kind of things work. So a linking question, say either direct or indirect, but it's still a structure question. It's still about the way that something has been put together and why that matters, why a particular sentence is at the start of a paragraph, for example. And as it says, dead helpful for you as well when you do your own writing. This is the kind of template that I've used in the past to get people to think through the opening linking sentence of paragraphs as fully as possible, either in close readings or sometimes just doing analysis in advance of things like folio writing. So what you'd be doing is, you're quoting something from the first sentence that you've been asked to look at, the linking sentence. So you quote something from that, and then you point out how it's connected to what came in the previous paragraph. And then you quote something else and explain how it's introducing what's going to come up in this paragraph that the reader's now looking at. And in that way you can show how that single sentence connects the previous paragraph that we've just read to the paragraph that we are about to read, and as a consequence becomes a linking sentence. If I show you an example from one of the past papers here, that might help a little bit and help you, as I say, to maybe even if it just comes down to thinking about how you might approach it in your own work. So using the kind of template here, futuristic refers back to the previous paragraph. How's that? Well, because the previous paragraph was talking about advanced kind of space age elements of the drive-through. So that first sentence there, the futuristic nature of it, meant, well, when it says the futuristic nature of it, of what? Of the thing we've just talked about. So futuristic or the futuristic nature of it, either of those kind of options would be fine to explain how that refers back to the previous paragraph. But then we need to say, right, well, how's it introducing something about this new paragraph though? And that's what comes after that. Meant that we didn't understand what was meant to happen. And then it goes on to kind of give you an explanation of that not understanding. So didn't understand is introducing the idea of that next paragraph, which is that people weren't really sure, what the drive-through was for, or how they were supposed to use it. So as I say, you can see there that we've taken the first sentence in the paragraph, we've essentially taken out two parts of it. One bit is referring back to the previous paragraph, one bit's introducing what's coming up in this paragraph. Most of the time it'll work that way. The first bit will look back and the second bit will look forward, but it's not always the case, and there are times when it's flipped round. But as I say, if it comes up in a close reading, then great, you can use this kind of structure. If it doesn't, but it helps you to really think about constructing your paragraphs and really thinking through your folio pieces, then that'll be fine as well. Any questions or any issues, obviously let me know if you're struggling with this kind of one here, or struggling to see how it might relate to the folio, for example. But aside from that, hopefully it helps, and as I say, if you're needing anything, just get in touch.